Alright guys, what is going on? It is Spherical here, and we're back with My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode number 16? Yes, 16. So a couple of exciting things to talk about this week before we even get into the episode. First off, the tickets to the movie, at least in North America, have gone on sale. I have no clue where. I'm assuming it's a worldwide release, but I know that there are a couple people complaining that they couldn't, like, the movie isn't going to be available in their region at the same time. So again, I guess depending on where you live, but I believe for most parts of the world, tickets have gone live. And I did secure my tickets for the opening day, even though it's been out for months at this point. Again, as far as I know, there are supposed to be no major spoilers for one thing, and no obvious spoilers. Apparently, there are a couple things that are thrown in there that you'll only get if you've read the manga. But apparently, the one big spoiler that a lot of people were kind of confused about being in the movie was, and I didn't actually know this because apparently this was revealed in a trailer that I was specifically told not to watch. So, but I guess not all for one, One for All 100% was actually revealed in the movie trailer before the episode even came out, like in Japan, which is yeah, that would be a pretty big spoiler. And I believe actually the movie in Japan came out even before that episode aired. Now, of course, in Japan, it's a lot different than in the West. Like, as far as I know, most people have read the manga. Like, that's just how it works there. I guess it'd be no different than in the West, like, I don't know, a series like Harry Potter or something. Like, a lot of people had read the books before the movies came out. But even then, like, there were still quite a bit of people who, you know, I would assume would have been, like, kind of spoiled by that, which is, again, it's an odd choice, but I get it. Apparently, like, with the way the manga's going, the only way they really could have fit the movie in was to put it where they put it. So again, I have tickets as of right now. Again, I've been looking at many sources, asking many people. Everybody said the same thing. It's okay to watch if you're an anime only, like I am. Again, there might be a couple of costume changes or whatever that is just like, I mean, who cares? I don't care about costume changes. Yeah, so that's exciting. That comes in a month from now, so you guys will be seeing my review of that, barring anything extreme happening. Also, on top of that, we have again a new opening that was revealed to us last week. And I've had, of course, my chance to sit through it a couple times and listen to it. And here's my 1 week report on the opening. This is a certified fucking banger. Again, Kanabun, it did not disappoint. Again, the opening is definitely very laid back compared to normal. And I think it's the most laid back opening we've had of the show, period. Because, like, last year with the license exam arc, we still had a pretty, like, upbeat, you know, rock style opening with Lenny Code Fiction, which a lot of people didn't like that opening. I loved it. But this one, again, this one is just pure, like, fun. It's nothing serious going on, at least as far as the opening shows. I love the visuals, how colorful it is. I saw a possible bait post on Twitter, posting about how this opening was straight up copying Boruto's first opening. And again, I'm pretty sure it was a bait post because it was very suspect the way the person was talking. But I would actually say it does remind me of that opening a lot in a good way. Same artist, of course, but yeah, again, I love the bright colors. Like, this opening looks phenomenal. Like, it blows the last opening out of the fucking water. I think the only reason why I like the last opening so much is just because it covers such an important part of the series for me. I mean, that's obviously going to change your bias when looking at an opening, is what that opening covers in the story. But again, visually speaking, this opening just blows the last one out of the water completely. It looks awesome. There's that one shot of Deku walking, and it, like, zooms in on, like, his hand and, like, his legs moving, and it looks so good. But yeah, again, we're moving on here. We got a couple things. Gigantomachia, who I definitely didn't expect to see at all this episode. I thought we were just gonna be chilling at school and you know, winding down a bit. But no, we have a new disciple of All For One, I guess you could call him, and he's a big boy, as his name would suggest. We also have Todoroki and Bakugo doing their or retaking their license exam, sort of. We also saw Inasa and Kami there, and also the purple-haired meatball dude. We also saw Endeavor, who seems like he might be an important part of this arc based off of the opening. Which again, I kind of talked about it when I was talking about my little rant about if Mirio had if he had one for all, how he would be like by far and wide the strongest hero in the world right now, even with Endeavor being there. But I'd kind of said like I want something to do with Endeavor, because as of right now, we don't have any indication as to why he's even the number 2 hero. He hasn't done shit in this show so far. The only thing he's done was seem like a not great father, and also he had that one cool scene where he fucked up one of the Nomus in the Stain arc. But besides that, he has done fuck all. So I want to see more of him. Because again, as of right now, like if we look at the heroes we have in the show, like with Endeavor now being the number 1 hero, do we even know who the number 2, 3, 4? I feel like we just had a hero brought up recently that they said was like number 3 or 4 or something. I can't remember. But anyways, like I want to know. I want to see more of the big heroes right now. We saw a good bit of you know, the young generation we have taking over, but I want to see what the older generation is still doing. The heroes that we still have at the forefront. I want to see where they kind of stand and how well they're able to take over All Might's spot as that leader of peace. But yeah, I'm ready to get right into this episode. So as always, links in the description. It'll take you to Vimeo. You can watch the reaction highlight there, and then head back here afterwards for the post-episode discussion. With that out of the way, let's get into the episode. All right, well, you know how the saying goes, ask and you shall receive. That's exactly what happened this episode. I wanted to see some Endeavor, and that was delivered to me in the same episode that I asked for it. So, talking again, I'm not sure like what exactly this arc is meant to focus on. We have a lot of things happening at once. But I'm very interested in that plot line that we're following with Endeavor and All Might right now, with his talk about what is the symbol of peace? What do I have to do now that I'm number 1? And the thing with Endeavor's character right now is we've seen this twice now. First with him, again, when he was protecting All Might with the other pro heroes, and then now, like, he's done some bad things, to put it vaguely. But these bad things that he's done have all been for a cause, and it seems like I'm trying to decide whether or not his character is really redeemable as a person. That's what I'm trying to figure out right now. 'Cause like I think it's safe to say as of right now that he isn't necessarily doing everything that he's done for power or for money or to be even to be the number 1 hero. He didn't really care about. It was all about being the strongest. And we see a bit of this episode too, how he's kind of focused on the whole crime rate rising and how he's done so much, but there's still just something stirring right now. Like I feel like he genuinely cares about the heroes as a whole and them doing their job and defeating bad guys. So I think that does lessen, you know, the severity of what Endeavor's done up till now as a character, but he's still like, the guy is still a complete asshole who's done some pretty terrible things. Like that I don't think that can ever be changed. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm curious to see how he reacts to him having to take this number 1 spot, what he's able to do now moving forward. And it seems like that's what he's, you know, thinking to himself. He doesn't really know what he's meant to do now. But you know, I always like those characters that they don't care about the title of being number 1. They don't care about anything like that. They just want to be the strongest. It's the same thing we saw with Bakugo in season 2 when he won the tournament. He was pissed because he didn't get to beat Todoroki. It wasn't fair. He got the number 1. He got the gold medal and he won the tournament, but he was pissed. And I love that. I think that's a really admirable quality to have, is to to not want to be the best of the best in other people's eyes, but to want to be the best of the best in your eyes. And that's what it comes down to with Endeavor here, it seems like. He doesn't care what anybody else thinks of him very clearly. He just wants to be the best in his eyes. Or the strongest, I should say. So again, I'm curious to see how his character, again, it looks like his character is going to be at least somewhat relevant in the later half of this season. So I'm curious to see, you know, what all happens there. So going back to the training that we have today, very interesting. We got the battle of the elementary school kids versus the UA high kids. And this is actually a battle at this point. There's quirks being unleashed, or they're about to be unleashed. So again, we have Todoroki, Bakugo, Inosa, and Kami. We don't know Kami's quirk, and I didn't even think of that till this episode. I do want to see what her quirk is. I just like how they gonna get past this. Because again, Purple Meatball guy said, you know, at this point, if they fight and crush these students, which they would, they're, you know, potential heroes. They're very strong kids, even though there's only 4 of them. They would absolutely obliterate these kids. If they did that, that would just crush their morale, and they wouldn't be happy to see these heroes. They'd be terrified. They'd be like, fuck this. They'd be completely just disheartened to do anything. Whereas on the flip side, if they let the kids beat their ass, then that's not going to give them any leverage at all to do anything. These kids are going to think they're the shit even more so than they already do. So what do you do here? Again, I'm wondering, because like Bakugo, Todoroki, and Inosa, all their quirks are mostly geared towards fighting. I'm wondering if maybe Kami has a quirk that will allow her to kind of take initiative in this situation and try and sway these children somehow. Not just in the way that she's already been doing, which I will say has been effective. But I'm just one, like, you know, maybe she'll have a useful quirk in that sense. I don't think, because like, obviously when we saw Kami before, she was just Toga. So we didn't really get to see a quirk from her. And we've only really ever met her truly last episode. So there's no way we would know what her quirk is, I don't think. But yeah, I just very enjoyable episode. The comedy was good. I think we should have a petition to have Todoroki's hero name changed to 5 Wee-Wees. And then he would have to have a gadget or a power or something to reflect that name. I think that'd be pretty sweet. You know, it's an enjoyable episode. I feel like definitely this is one of those episodes where people are going to be like, oh, well, you can skip past this episode because fuck all happened in it. But I enjoy these episodes. I think they're well done. It reminds me of the filler episode we had when the movie released last year, which was, by the way, the filler was released at a terrible time. That's a fact. But I still really enjoyed that episode. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was really well done. And that's kind of how I feel here. And of course, again, we still do have that serious kind of undertone kind of thing going on with Endeavor and All Might's talk. So I do like there's a lot of things happening at once. Like with the hero exam arc, or the hero license exam arc, we had like just that, and there was nothing else to it. But here, there's a lot of parallel, like a lot of things happening at once. One thing I do want to see is I would like to go back to UA right now and kind of see what's happening with like Eri and Mirio and stuff. Like we still haven't we saw like the UA students, their initial reaction when Deku and Uraraka and Sue and Kirishima came back, but like we haven't had the school's reaction to Mirio losing his quirk. Like that's like, I feel like you know, it's got to be kind of talk around the school. Like that's a massive thing to have happened. Or the fact that Night Eye is dead. I'm not sure how often deaths happen in the hero world, but we're 4 seasons in, and Night Eye is the only important hero who's died. So I gotta think that's a very important thing to be. Oh, and I guess also the sand dude who appeared and died in like 5 minutes. So rest in peace to him too. But I want to see more of the reaction from UA about what's going on here. And Eri, again, I want to see like if we're able to see her rehabilitation kind of start to happen soon. I mean, that might be a long process. It might be a short process. I don't know. But I want to see her at least like wake up and be like, I want to see her happy that she's safe. Like, she's literally been out ever since she activated, or ever since Aizawa deactivated her quirk. So I want to see, like, I want to see her happy now that she can chill. But I feel like she's also gonna have to be rehabilitated mentally as well, not just quirk wise. So it might be a little while before she's legitimately able to smile. Um, but no, I like this. I like this episode. I kind of am curious to see where this goes. Again, we still do have the Gigantomachia thing from last episode looming over our shoulders as well. So we gotta see if that comes into play here in a little bit. But yeah, no, I enjoyed this episode, and I'm excited to see what comes next week. So as always, if you guys want early access to these My Hero Academia reactions, click that link down in the description. It'll redo that. Not early access, full length, because we don't do early access. If you want full length to the full length versions of these My Hero Academia reactions, links in the description. Patreon.com/sphericalfilms. But with all that out of the way, I do thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys all 1 week from today with episode number 17 of season 4. Until then, peace out.